Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today's video is on bearings. This is a very tricky topic. Let's get started. Firstly, what are bearings? Bearings are angles that are drawn clockwise from the north. In the past, when we didn't have things like GPS, people who were traveling on the oceans and the seas used bearings to get from one place to the other. They used compasses which always pointed to the north. The bearing gave them an angle clockwise from the north, and they steered the ships or their boats in that particular direction to travel from one place to the other. Now I'm gonna demonstrate how to find the bearings between 2 points. To do this, first we need to understand a couple of words. So the word off indicates the end point, and the word from indicates a starting point when we're dealing with bearings. The starting point is where we are going to draw a north line. So let's get started on this particular question. So I need to find the bearing off the line of B from A. So to do that, I need to connect AB with a line. That's the first thing I'll do. After that, what I need to do is draw a north line from A. So it's a line facing the north, and I label it with a capital N to show that it's the north line, or line facing the north. Okay, in order to find the bearing of B from A, I need to measure the angle clockwise from the north. To do this, I'm going to use a protractor. Let's make this protractor a little bit larger. Okay, place it over there. I need to rotate it so that it is aligned with my north line. And I'm going to go clockwise from the north. So I'm going to start from here. Although it's showing 180, I'm reading on the inside scale, which is going to give me that 75, 76, about 77 degrees over there. Yep, 77. Okay, so over here you can see it says 102.5, 103, but that's going anti-clockwise. Remember, I told you the bearing was clockwise from the north. So the way I was going this way, yeah, right, and it was 77 degrees. Now bearings are always written in 3 digits, so if it's a bearing of 77 degrees, I'll write it as 0, 7, 7. There we go. So that was the bearing of B from A. It was the angle clockwise from the north. Now we are going to find the bearing of A from B. That is also going to be an angle clockwise from the north. So AB is already connected with a straight line. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to draw a north line from B. This time I need to work out this angle all the way around. Now I do have a protractor, but my protractor over here is a semicircle protractor, so it might be a bit tricky measuring the whole angle, but that's not the end of the world. The two north lines here, both of them are parallel to each other. If you watch the video on parallel lines, you'll notice that these two angles form co-interior angles or allied angles, and allied angles are up to 180 degrees. So in order to find this angle over here, what I can do is I can do 180 degrees minus 77 degrees which is 103 degrees. So in order to find this yellow bearing here, the bearing of A from B, what I can do is, I know angles around a point add up to 360 degrees, so I can do 360 degrees minus 103 degrees, which is going to be 257 degrees, and that'll be my bearing. Okay, I've got a question for us to try. Let's see the question. Okay, the question states, the university is on a bearing of 50 degrees from the stadium and 300 degrees from the hospital. Mark the position of the university on the map with a cross X. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a north line from the stadium. Now it shows me over here on the top right hand corner where north is, so I need to draw a north line from the stadium parallel to that north line, and let me label it. So I draw an arrow, label it with an N. Okay, I need to use my protractor, and the bearing is an angle clockwise from the north. I'm going to make it slightly bigger because the background's white. It'll be a bit difficult for you to see the angle accurately, but we will try regardless. Okay, so the bearing we are looking at is 50 degrees clockwise, so we need to get this around there. That's 50 degrees clockwise, and I'm gonna use a blue line to go along this line here. Okay, now I'm gonna move my protractor to draw the second bearing. And the second bearing has to be from the hospital, a bearing of 300 degrees, so I need to now draw a second line, second north line, sorry, at the hospital. Okay, so again, to draw this angle, because 300 degrees is a reflex angle, I've got a little trick for you, and this trick works for every single reflex angle that you need to draw. What I do is I subtract the reflex angle from 360 degrees, so my answer in this case is 60. So I'm going to draw a 60-degree angle, but in the opposite direction. Okay, so let me get to my protractor. Didn't mean to move the question. Okay, so instead of drawing it clockwise from the north, I'm going to go anti-clockwise, which is this way. Make it slightly and I need an angle of 60 degrees, so if I go from here, that's around 60, slightly off, that should be fine. And now I'm going to draw a line along that particular line. So instead of going clockwise, I went anti-clockwise, but I did the opposite. So instead of drawing 300, I drew a 60-degree angle. Okay, now I don't need my protractor anymore. Thank you very much, protractor. Okay, so my bearing, I didn't label my diagram with the bearings, so this bearing here is 50 degrees, 050 clockwise from the north, so I went this way. And the second bearing was 300 degrees clockwise from the north, so this way is 300 degrees. Now the point where these two lines meet, I'm gonna mark it with a yellow cross, and that is going to be my university. There we go. That's how I would find where the university is. There are many exam questions on bearings. Hopefully we will do some exam questions later on this topic, but if you have any questions regarding this topic, please leave your questions, send them, or either email them or write them down in the comments below, and I will try and help you regarding this. Thank you very much for watching.